Think you know Godot? Think again. Here are 5 little known features only Godot pros know. Number 1, learn common editor keyboard shortcuts. For instance, are you lost somewhere within your 2D canvas view and want to go back to somewhere that makes sense? With your canvas view active, which is noted by this blue line around the panel, press F. This will center the view to the origin point. Alternatively, if you have a node selected within your tree view and then press F in the canvas view, it will instead become centered to this selection. You can also use keyboard shortcuts for common actions. For instance, you can add a child to a selected node by selecting the node and then pressing Command A. That will open the panel. Another common action, with a node selected, press Command up and down on your keyboard to change the order of it. This is quite a bit easier than dragging and then trying to aim for the correct point. Tip number 2, in addition to the last tip, you can add shortcuts to actions which don't have one bound by default. Go to Editor, Editor Settings, then go to Shortcuts, and within here you have many different shortcuts available. Some of these options have no keyboard shortcuts bound to them, so if you want one of these, this panel allows you to give it a shortcut. Tip number 3, when you search for a node, you get all of these different node options. If you're making a 2D game, you may want to hide all of your 3D nodes. Go to the menu bar, Editor, Manage Editor Features. From here, you can create a profile. This is where you can remove features in your editor that you don't want. Don't want to see the 3D tab heading? Deselect it, and suddenly it disappears. Don't want to see 3D nodes? Then find the 3D nodes within the Nodes and Classes area. So Node 3D, disable that, it's gone. Tip number 4, you can make sure a script is running on every scene by first creating your script. You can set it to a singleton if you'd like, and then we do the stuff that we want it to do in the ready function. Then in Godot itself, go Project, Project Settings, Autoload, and then we find our script, and then add it into our Autoload function. So now before any code in your game runs, it runs this script first. This is incredibly useful for things like game managers and sound managers. Like and subscribe for future videos on this topic. The final tip is when you play your game in Godot, move it out the way, and within the Godot editor you see we now have the remote tab within our scene tree. If we click this, this shows every single node that is currently running in our game. So if you're having a bug where something doesn't seem to be instantiating, try taking a look in the scene tree in the remote tab and seeing what is going on. And that's some Godot tips and tricks that only pros know. And only pros know how to write better movement code, which you can see in this video here. Like and subscribe.